feel joy and I feel peace. I see goodness surrounding me. I see God in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace. I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel God in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I feel the beauty that lives in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I know joy, I know peace. I know goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God's in everything. I know God's in everything.
Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. How are you all doing today? Wonderful. Well, thank you to our wonderful band for that opening song. Yes, and we've got some amazing saxophone today as well. I am Reverend Russ Laguerre. I am your assistant minister, and I'm so glad to be with you today. And if you happen to be joining us for the first time, or as we've been noticing the first time in quite some time, we especially want to welcome you here. Thank you for being here. And keep in mind that you can always find out what's going on at our center on our website, www.cslsr.org. And you can also find our Sunday bulletin on the website. We're not printing it off. We have it in digital format on our website. And you can do that by clicking on that Sunday links link that's right under that first picture when you log into our website. So that has everything that's going on at the center throughout the entire week, month, and it's a really great guide to help you to get connected beyond what's going on here on Sundays. So please check that out. Now, at the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the global vision, and it calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. And we see this world as a world where every person is able to live in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with the divine and connection with one another. This is a world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. And we follow this vision through the 5 core spiritual principles of our teaching, spiritual practices, I should say. And the first one is spiritual study, which expands our understanding through reading, learning, investigation, and honest self-reflection. And the second one is affirmative prayer, and we'll hear a wonderful example of that from our practitioner Venus in just a moment, where we use the power of our word and our consciousness to creatively connect with that divine presence within us. We practice meditation in whatever form best suits us, which helps us to increase and expand our awareness of the divine presence through contemplation, concentration, and focus. And selfless service, and we'll have a special call out for volunteers at the end of our service today. That's a spiritual practice of serving others without any expectation of reward or a specific result. And finally, we practice spiritual circulation, which helps us to open ourselves to the divine flow of life through balanced giving, receiving, asking for giving, and gratitude. And speaking of that practice of spiritual circulation, there are a number of ways that you can contribute your financial support to our center. You can give online through our website. You can send us a check. And we have text text to donate, if I can get the words out. Text to give, I should say. I've got to update my script here. You can send a text message to 707-675-2399, and you send the dollar amount to it. And if it's your first time, it will help you to set up your payment method. So then every subsequent time, you can just send a text message with that dollar amount, and it will automatically apply that, which makes it super fast and easy. I use it myself, and it takes about 5 seconds once it's set up, so it's wonderful. Finally, for everybody who's here in person today, we will have baskets at the exit on your way out. So however it is that you choose to give of yourself with this community, whether it's through your financial good, through your volunteering, or even just bringing your beautiful faces here on Sunday, please know that we are so grateful for you. It is with your support that we're able to offer these services and continue to serve this beautiful community, so thank you. And now I have a very special announcement. We use flowers in our community to send messages of love to each other, and I'd actually like to turn it over to the wonderful Christopher Fritchie because he's going to share some more about these beautiful flowers on our piano.
So this flower dedication is actually for Randall Collin, our pianist. Yeah. This is his last Sunday with us before he and his wife Carolyn move up north to Vashon Island in Washington. Did you know that Randall has been playing for our center since the mid-'80s?
Woo.
I know I speak for all of us when I say a huge thank you to Randall for playing for so many Sundays and other musical events, including the musicals we used to do. Anybody remember those? On behalf of our staff, I say thank you for so generously sharing the products of your various food creations, from fermented veggies to incredible chocolates. And thank you, Randall, for your spirit of always saying yes when you were called to service. We will all miss you very much, but we wish you and Carolyn all the best as you embark on this new adventure. And we look forward to the times when you come back to Sonoma County, and I hope you'll come back and play with us when you do.
All right, thank you so much, Randall. And now please enjoy some music before we move into our short time of silent contemplation before our opening prayer. Thank you so much.
I rest in the goodness and the strength of God, the strength of God in me. I rest in the goodness and the strength of God, the strength of God in me, in me. I rest in the goodness and the strength of God, the strength of God in me. I rest in the goodness and the strength of God, the strength of God in me, in me.
There is one creative yes, one loving presence, one spirit in and through all things. This one loves to recreate itself endlessly, and it is all there is. And since that is true, I am made of this spirit. And each one in this room and each one listening is made of the creative, joyful yes. And so I speak my word now for this service, for this place where the truth is remembered. We don't create it, we simply recognize that there is only one, and we are the beloved taking form in a unique and creative way. And in this simple remembrance, there are miracles. And so I speak for the word, the silence, and the song today to awaken that remembrance and the miracles that ensue. And I give thanks for each one who shows up in this room, online, each child, each adult, each volunteer, each participant. And I celebrate this, and I turn it over to the law that always, always, always says yes. And so it is. Amen. This is my first time here up on the stage in 2.5 years, and I'm celebrating in my heart with you. I'm Venus Maher, a practitioner emeritus here in the center, and I ask you to read our affirmation with me and laugh with me. I dare to be me. I am hot stuff.
Thank you very much. And on the saxophone today is Miles Johnson. And Miles is very familiar to us because he and his brother were often in our youth and family program. His brother Charlie is also a musician, currently learning to play the trumpet. And his father, Michael Johnson, often plays the drums for us. And his mother, Carrie, is in our practitioner program. So we're a fully indoctrinated family. Thank you, Miles. Beautiful. And along with Venus being here for the first time, there I see a lot of people. I can't even name them all, but I see people I'm seeing for the first time. There's Katie Martini and Patrice and Nate there. And I think this is the first time I've seen Gary and probably a whole lot more of you. So thank you for coming back to the Center for Spiritual Living and being part of our spiritual community. And thank you for being online. You know, when I'm off on a Sunday, I watch online and it's rather nice. You know, you can do it in your jammies and have popcorn and all sorts of things. So if you've looked ahead into your journal, you'll know what the topic is for today. And by the way, the new journals for May through August are out and available now. And you probably already received it in the mail. If not, let us know at the information table or by email, and we'll make sure that you have one. It's a way of keeping a journal of your thoughts and also know a little bit about what's coming up. And there is a prayer at the beginning of every month. And a very nice practice is to read that prayer daily for the month or whenever you want to, and then enjoy it. So today's topic is Boldly Go. The theme for the whole month is creativity. And clearly, Boldly Go is a reference to a movie, right? Yes. Well, it's the introductory text that was spoken at the beginning of many Star Trek television episodes and films from 1966 onward. You know, it said, space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Right? You know, that phrase sparked a whole discussion about grammar. Wouldn't you know? About grammar, you know, because people get very upset about split infinitives, you know. So the discussion was, should it be to go boldly rather than to boldly go? Kind of missing the whole point. So today we're not focusing on correct grammar or correct anything. We're focusing on the boldly part and the messy act of creation, because creation sometimes is not logical. It's not, well, it's whimsical. It's sort of outrageous in a way. And so when I take that and put it into my life, if I want to go somewhere in my life that I haven't been before, likely I'm going to need to venture beyond the path I already know. I might need to get a little adventurous, even messy, color outside the lines, maybe. And I'm thinking of this phrase that's attributed to Emerson, I believe it's his, always do what you're afraid to do. So my question in the journal is going to be, what stops me, I already wrote it down I got another copy of it, what stops me from being bold? Well, I know what my answer is, maybe yours is similar. Fear and worry. They are kind of like partners in crime, co-collaborators, and they can, when I let them, they can stop me from doing things that I haven't done before. They've got excellent reasons. They can stop me from doing things I'm not yet good at, because fear and worry are also related to perfectionism. I was discussing this with somebody about my tremendous fear of messing up. And he sent me a poem, a Mary Oliver poem titled, I Worried. You know what you're in for, right? Because you know Mary Oliver, right? Here it goes. I worried a lot. Will the garden grow? Will the rivers flow in the right direction? Will the earth turn as it was taught? And if not, how shall I correct it? Was I right? Was I wrong? Will I be forgiven? Can I do better? Will I ever be able to sing? Even the sparrows can do it, and I am, well, hopeless. Is my eyesight fading, or am I just imagining it? Am I going to get rheumatism, lockjaw, dementia? Finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing, and I gave it up. And I took my old body and went into the morning and sang. Isn't that a beautiful poem? To go boldly. And it makes me think that the whole purpose, well, in one aspect, the whole purpose of our teaching, I think, is to live a more consciously creative life and to learn how to meet our worries and our challenges, to meet them and to move through them so that we don't sleepwalk through life, unconsciously just taking whatever random thing appears. I want to be bolder. I want to be more awake, and I want to be more creative, and I want to make good choices in my life. Like the people who founded this teaching, they used to be called students of truth. The Transcendentalists, Thoreau, Emerson, Troward, Hopkins, the great thinkers, and they had in common that they saw that there is a wisdom inside of you and me, a guiding creative force that can tell us everything and anything we need to know in order to be able to thrive in this life. A wisdom that can guide us in the direction of the life that we long to live, if we but knew how to recognize it and listen to it. That's one of the challenges of living a spiritual life. You know, following that inner guide. We call it intuition. And being able to sort it out from all the other voices that are in us. Do you have a few voices in you? 200. You know, which is the voice of truth that I should boldly follow or follow boldly into new unknown territory? You know, because my inner voices, they're not all saying the same thing. Sometimes they're in conflict with each other. You know, get up, you're going to be late. Sleep a bit longer, your body needs it. Well, they're both rational, both correct. It's just different advice. So I had to learn how to pay closer attention, not only to the information, but to the feeling in the information. And I'm getting better at sorting out all the different voices through the feeling. It's not yet a perfect system, but I'm pretty sure that intuition never suggests violence, never humiliates, never criticizes, never suggests dishonesty. See, my intuition, I'm learning, has got a character, a very fine character, and so does yours. You can count on that. So I've learned to listen to the energy of intuition to get familiar with its character, and it's helped me to sort out the difference between my worry voice and my intuitive voice. And one of the ways I learned to do this is by making friends with all of the voices in me. So I don't make my worry voice my enemy, unwelcome, wrong. I don't shut down my fear voices and tell it to shut up. I used to. So instead, I have learned to talk to my voices and to ask, what is it that you want me to know? And sometimes I write down exactly what the fear voice or the worry voice is saying in my journal, because then when I see it on a piece of paper, I can examine it with a kind-hearted attitude. I see, I would, in the past, I would try to shut down those voices and, just deny them and turn away from them. And you know what that resulted in? They just cried out even louder, with more and more urgency, demanding my attention. So I had to learn a new way. No violence toward myself. I had to learn to say to my whole self, I hear you, I feel you, I see you. And that simple act of acknowledgement, it sort of took the pressure off, because then it's like all the voices felt, okay, he's going to pay attention. He's going to listen. And it also made room for my intuitive voice that's also in me to shine, to come out, to be noticed, to be heard. So there's an exercise that I did, and you might want to do this for yourself. It's like, take some time, you'll need a bigger journal than this one, and name all the voices in you. Give them a title, describe their role. Try to identify their function. You can even think of them as an inner board of directors. Which one's the treasurer, which one's the president, which one's the argumentative one. But try to use kind-hearted descriptions. It's a wonderful exercise. Now, voices are heard, but do you know and maybe you're one of these people, some people experience their intuition through their bodies. Like, the intuition is experienced as a feeling, a body sensation, or it would be if they were more in touch with their bodies. The room went quiet. You see, it can be difficult for someone to feel their body and to receive its guidance when they've grown apart from their body. You know what I mean? Like when we forget that we have one. The good news, and this is from my experience, is that our body's wisdom comes alive pretty quickly with very little kind-hearted attention from us. It gives way more for the very little that we invest in it. Drink more water. Take more walks in nature. Go with Reverend Russ on the first Saturday of the month. It's a gentle walk through nature. It's a beautiful thing to give to yourself. Get adequate sleep, Edward and Russ. Nourish your body properly. Give your body pleasure. A lot. The room went quiet again. Groom it. Thank it. Talk to it. And listen to it. In other words, have a relationship with your body that is mutually nourishing, so that when you do have that gut feeling experience, you're tuned into what's going on and you can notice it, pause, and ask yourself, what is intuition trying to say to me through my body? I remember a time when I was going to an appointment to set up a business deal. I was all ready. I was all dressed up and spiffy with a suit on and everything. And then I started to notice I was feeling so tired for absolutely no good reason, exhausted, as if my body wanted to stop me. It turned out that I should never have gone to that meeting. It was a bad situation and a bad deal. Afterwards, I spent some time going over this feeling of tiredness, and I recognized that sometimes when I'm scared, I get tired, but also I sometimes get super tired when my intuition is trying to get my attention. As if it's trying to tell me something gently, like slow down for wait, hey. Pause. Ask, what's going on here? So now, when I feel tired for no particular reason, which is different from feeling tired because I didn't get adequate sleep. When I feel tired for no particular reason, I know to pay attention. Now, the people who put together these themes for the year, they gave some suggestions for how we might use a journal to develop a relationship with our body's intelligence and our intuitive intelligence. You know, you could journal the answers to these questions on your own. They're great, or you can just think about them now. I do it in the first person. What do I do naturally that I love and always think about doing? So you want to bring that into your awareness, because sometimes we deny ourselves. Maybe you love being outdoors. Maybe you can't get enough of reading. Maybe you like experiencing new things, or watching airplanes fly, or growing roses, or cleaning tarnish of old collectibles. Who knows? Second question, where do I lose myself in an experience, and what is it? What causes you to lose all track of time? Maybe it's playing with your grandchildren. Maybe it's fixing wobbly legs on a chair. Maybe it's going through the kitchen and putting everything in its correct right place, you know. What is it? Next question. Where am I the most at home in my own skin? What is it that you're doing when you're in your body? Is it making bread? Is it polishing your car? Is it skiing? Is it knitting? Is it learning about Tuscany? I don't know. The last one. What is the one thing that makes my heart sing more than anything in the world? It might be singing. It might be visiting an art museum. Maybe it's social justice work. Maybe it's activism of some kind. Maybe it's volunteering at an animal shelter. What is it? And as we develop an awareness of this, then we can give those experiences to ourselves. And as we do, we become more available to the whole system of wisdom that is part of who we are. There is another challenge to living an intuitive life. Of course there is. And it's this. It's when I do recognize the voice of intuition and I don't listen. I do exactly the opposite of what I know I ought to do. Why? Your answers are probably your own. I mean, I know mine is back to fear again, fear of the unknown. You know, unlike the crew of the Starship Enterprise, I don't always want to go boldly where no one has gone before. I will wait a moment while you dive in. I want to see how that works out for you. I'll hang out in the comfort zone, and then when you've come back, we'll think about it. I'm seeing now the problem with that is that it adds up to a life that is designed by somebody else. I also have fear of getting it wrong because I don't want to look stupid. I also worry about disturbing other people's equilibrium or getting in their face or their business. Or I'm worried about what other people think about me. Have you got any of that? You know, I have a dual role. I'm also the spiritual leader of the whole of Centers for Spiritual Living. And in my role, I'm supposed to write position papers on important topics. So this month, of course, the important topic, Earth Day, was March 22nd. And so I thought it's time to write a paper about planetary wellness, or some people are calling it planetary justice. And although climate change continues to be something that is debated, it's still a matter that calls upon people of faith and across cultures to work together with, to engage in and learn about and find solutions. And in our movement, we haven't really had a history of connecting social issues with spiritual issues. So I was worried about getting pushed back. Am I staying in my lane? Will I offend people? But something in me told me, you must write it. So instead of doing the opposite, You know, I thought of Emerson, always do the thing you're afraid to do, and I wrote the paper. So within minutes of publishing it, the feedback started to come. The first one was, thank you. Thank God you're doing this. The second was, thank you, but you got it wrong. Here's what you should have done. The third one was, you must be crazy to believe that there is actually a problem based on a faulty computer projection. And I was like, wow. Now, I mention this because what I learned again, for the 100th time, is that our intuitive choices, following our intuitive guidance, will not necessarily please everyone. In fact, following your intuition may prompt you to challenge structures, to question authority, to examine habits, to look at the way things have always been. And if I want to go in new directions, can I continue going in old paths? The benefit of following your intuition, though, is that gradually you might even begin to notice that there is a lovely freedom in not being responsible for how other people think. There's a lovely there's a lovely freedom also in, well, not knowing how a thing will work out, or if it will work out at all. It can give the space in a person to breathe and flow and to be with what is happening. Living an intuition-guided life may not always be easy to do. Listening to and following inner knowledge might take some courage. Standing up for your life does also. It can be uncomfortable. Following your intuition may make you feel uncomfortable, may produce changes in your life that you don't even think you're ready for quite yet. But in my opinion, anything short of that seems to be, well, a half-life. You're half happy, not really unhappy, but not joyful. Half alive, not quite dead, but just not vibrant. Half in love, not unloved per se, but just not crazy in love. And I've lost interest in a life half lived. I see that around me. I see people being fed up with settling. I want to do what my soul urges me to do. That could mean different things to different people. Maybe that means leaving the world a better place, slightly better place when I leave it. Or maybe it means finding a way to do no harm. Or maybe it means becoming an instrument of peace. Or maybe it means giving up trying so hard. Or maybe it means stopping trying to be all things to all. I don't know what it means to you. But I want to live boldly, and I want to feel the presence of Spirit lifting me up every single day. I want to sense the genius and passion of divine life, of a creative mind that is all around me and through me. And I want that for you, for everyone. Still, there should be a warning label on the product. You're learning how to live an intuitively guided life. It should say, may take time to perfect. Right? And in the beginning, it's easy to make mistakes because some of those voices inside are compelling. You can even, do things wrong. So maybe maybe the label should say, start with small steps and build confidence over time before you take on the biggest issues of your life with an intuitive response. I've seen people do that who want to make intuitive changes to their life on major issues, but they have not done the groundwork. They've been living primarily in their heads, and so the quick switch over to intuitive living can be disastrous. They haven't done the groundwork. So I say start now, but start simple. Start experimenting and start noticing the feeling tone of what is it like to be nudged in a direction by intuition. Start with something safe. You know, the Sonoma County Fair is coming soon, and the state fair. So what if I took a day at the fair, for example, and bought my ticket, went in, and let myself go in whatever direction without any agenda or program to see where intuition took me, on this path or that path. I'm talking about starting that safely. Because in that scenario, there's not much to lose. You're not going to get lost. You're going to have a good time one way or another. You're not going to risk your whole livelihood and your family, your well-being. But you might begin to experience the freedom that comes with following. Then you can expand on that. What is it like to follow an impulse, to do something out of the box, to go boldly where I haven't been before, to do something I've never done before, maybe something even out of character with a higher risk factor, because now I've been practicing. I know enough when to adjust. I can feel. And I think that if you begin to experiment in this way, you may notice that the experimentation influences the way you make all the choices in your life. From what you have for breakfast to what you wear to where you will go. And even your decisions in big, important matters may soften. And as you find yourself depending on your inner world more and more and more to guide you. And I think that the question then that will begin to live in you and me in a new way might be something like this. What should I do next? And then the answer, I think, will be quiet, listen, and then go boldly. I invite you to breathe in with me and to exhale, letting your eyes close as we join in a moment of spiritual practice with the treatment for this month. Love, peace, beauty, joy, creativity. These are but a few of the qualities of divine intelligence. The intelligence that is the source of everything that is, and that is everywhere present. I am an extension of this divine intelligence. I'm a thread in its ongoing tapestry of life. It weaves my path as part of the whole. As I realize this truth for myself, I recognize it as being accurate for all of life. And so from this awareness then, I relax into the flow of infinite possibilities. I affirm in me a greater appreciation of all forms of art and music and creative ways. I claim a renewed interest and emphasis on the beauty of nature. And I declare through this renewed interest that we are collectively creating a world that works a little better for all. Deeply grateful for this awareness, I give thanks. And I release my word into the infinite law, and I live from the truth. And so it is. And let the next breath you take be deeper than the one before. And as you exhale, let us all bring our awareness back to the room. And this is the part of our service that pre-pandemic we would pass the basket for the offering. Now we have creative ways of receiving your love and support, including baskets at the door, and you heard from Reverend Russ, text to give. Some people prefer to send in checks. Whatever way you support our center, I thank you for it. Of course, showing up to be in the room or online is a support too. Saying a kind word of prayer for your spiritual community is support too. Volunteering is support. There are so many ways to support. In whatever way you've supported your center, I give thanks for that. And if you are in a position where you are needing support from the center by being here, by receiving after-service prayer, everyone is welcome, no matter what part of the journey we are on. We're in it together, and we're co-creating what is now our spiritual center, the Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you very much. Reverend Russ has some announcements for us. Let us ask Reverend Russ to come back and tell us what's going on at the center. Come back.
Thank you, Dr. Edward. And I'm reminded that it was intuition, the breadcrumb trail of intuition that led me here. Yeah, so I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, well, we have a very important announcement, and that is that our new member class is today at 1 p.m. over Zoom. So if you have ever wondered what membership might mean here at our center and you're interested in supporting us with your prayers, your words, your actions, this class is for you. It is an amazing way to get to know Dr. Edward and myself a little bit better, and also all of the wonderful things that we do here. So we do require registration for that so that we know who you are, so we can add you to our membership roll. So please check that out on our website. You can click on the picture of the thumbs up on the website, and that has the form that you can fill out to get registered. Once you're registered, you will get the link to the Zoom call at 1 p.m. Pacific time today. And we really look forward to seeing you there. We already have a wonderful class, and I know we're going to have some more people there to join us. We still have the raffle at Stepping Stones Bookstore, but it's not going to be there forever. And that raffle is for that beautiful meditating Buddha that's on display outside the entrance to the bookstore. And there will also be 6 second place winners who are going to get not 1, but 6 books of their choice that are selected from the store. So you can get those tickets at the bookstore and online on our Facebook page. And that drawing is going to be held on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 15th. So you still have a little bit more time, but don't wait too long. You might miss out on the Buddha. All right, and as we continue to welcome you, our wonderful community, back here on Sundays for our in-person services, we are looking for more volunteers to help us. If you are called to be a greeter, a coffee angel, because we've got coffee back, or if you want to help out with our facilities and that setup, or if you want to be a camera operator and help operate these cameras for our live stream experience, please stop by that information table on your way out, or you can just reach out to our Chief Operations Officer, Linda Han, and you can find her contact information on our website. I can tell you, volunteering is such an amazing way to connect with our community. It's, as we mentioned, it's one of our core spiritual practices, and it is a beautiful way to deepen your own spiritual experience here. So I highly recommend you check it out if that feels like something that you're called to. You can also celebrate spring with our free 30-minute practitioner coaching sessions that are coming up this Friday, May 6th. In these sessions, you can partner with one of our skilled spiritual practitioners to help you identify that one thing that would make everything else better if you had it. And then you can seal that one thing into truth, into your life with affirmative prayer. So if that sounds lovely, you can find out the details on how to sign up again on our website by clicking on the picture of our yellow flower. Also, and this is wonderful news, our AIDS Life Cycle Bake Sale is coming back, and this is the last one of the year, so please be sure not to miss it, on May 1st. So that's next Sunday. And this is a fundraiser that helps our AIDS Life Cycle riders raise the appropriate money so that they can go on their grueling but inspiring journey for the AIDS Life Cycle event. So please be sure to check that out. I can tell you the pineapple cake is amazing. Yes, I got it's so good. There's all kinds of goodies there, and of course, coffee. So please be sure to check that out next week. Finally, in 2 weeks from now, on Saturday, May 7th, I am leading a special spirit walk at the Cordom Trail on the coast off of Highway 1. So that's going to be meeting at Shell Beach, and we will have a sign up for that on the website. It will be updated today. It's not updated quite yet, and that'll get updated so you can check that out. But we'll be walking on the Cordom Trail, which is this amazing trail that takes you up north towards a hill, and on the left you have the ocean. On the right, you have all of the wonderful hills of Sonoma County. So it's going to be a wonderful time. I invite you to come and join me there. And again, you can find that sign up on our website. Just look for the photo with the person's sneakers. Yes. All right. So we have a couple of special videos for you now, one from our nonprofit partner and also one from Lawrence Edwards about his upcoming class, Spiritual Principles and Practices. Thank you so much for being here. We love you and have a wonderful week.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Edwards, and I am a licensed practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living. I am honored to facilitate and present our core class, Spiritual Principles and Practices, starting May 3rd at 6 p.m. If you're like me, you might have been feeling somewhat ungrounded, disoriented in light of everything that has been going on in the world. I got good news for you, for this class is designed to help teach spiritual practices and principles to help us to get back to our center. You can register for this class on our website. It's going to be a wonderful time, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Lobby. I'm the president of the Board of Saves. A few years ago, we had some radical ideas. We thought that homeless people should not be left languishing behind buildings, under bushes, for the 5 or 10 years it takes to plan and build new housing. We thought people who live in their RVs and trailers already have a home and it's worth preserving. And we thought that homeless people are grown-ups and they can have some say in their living conditions. All these things have blossomed into Horizon Shine Village in Sebastopol. As the stress of daily survival has passed, people are working on their life goals and they're finding their joy. For your support, I have to thank you. Your financial support, it's been fantastic. You've let us know that there are other people in Sonoma County who understand that homeless people are human beings who deserve the same respect and justice that we all deserve. I can't thank you enough.
For everything at Horizon Shine Village. We appreciate everything from everybody. Thank you.
It is time for us to close our service. If there is something incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, or if you have something in your life that's quite joyous and you want to celebrate it, please take advantage of our after-service prayer, which is available on Zoom. The information is on the screen right now. Licensed prayer practitioners are on standby waiting for you so that they can customize a spiritual mind treatment specifically for you. And now it is time for us to close with the benediction. Won't you please stand saying, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and let's close with some music.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace abides. I know the joy of peace. I choose fear to release. Every moment the love wakes up, and peace is every step. I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. Every breath, peace abides. I know the joy